Consistency doesn't guarantee absolute success, but consistency is extremely important because without it, you might never find out if and when success will come. What's up, people of this weird planet called Earth? Welcome to episode 49 of History's Most Influential Humans podcast with yours truly, Malaria. I'm not feeling too well today, but the show must go on. Today I'll briefly be talking to you about a Portuguese explorer named Vasco da Gama and why he became an influential human. Born in 1460 in the town of Saintes, he was the third of 5 sons and 1 daughter of Estevão da Gama and Isabel Sodre. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. His father rose in the ranks of the Portuguese military and joined the Order of Santiago. And around 1480, da Gama followed his father's footsteps and joined the Order of Santiago. The Master of Santiago was Prince John, who ascended to the throne in 1481 as King John II of Portugal. In 1492, John II dispatched da Gama on a mission to the ports of Setúbal and to the Algarve to seize French ships in retaliation to peacetime depredations against Portuguese shipping, a task that da Gama rapidly and effectively performed. Due to the effectiveness of Vasco da Gama, the intentions of the king to build up the royal treasury and da Gama's intentions to voyage to India from Europe on sea aligned, as the spice trade in Asia was quite lucrative at the time, and the only known route to India at the time was the dangerous Arabian Peninsula. On July 8, 1497, Vasco da Gama led a fleet of 4 ships named São Gabriel, São Rafael, Berrio, and a last ship, name unknown, with a crew of 170 men from Lisbon. After a very crazy journey, Vasco da Gama went around Africa and through the Cape of Good Hope to be the first known European to reach Asia via sea, which was basically his most famous achievement. He reached Calicut on 20th May 1498, which is in India, and was welcome. Well, he was welcome until the king of Calicut tagged them as ordinary pirates because of unimpressive gifts, and they were faced with hostility after that. So da Gama had to leave on 29th of August 1498. Although this didn't prove to be a good idea, as his stubbornness to listen to the local knowledge of monsoon winds pattern that were blowing onshore at the time made it extremely difficult to sail back home. And after more stress coming back home, da Gama reached Lisbon in 1499 with 2 ships and a little over 50 men, but he was celebrated because of his successful journey and hope of future success in benefiting from the spice trade. But through this period, the Portuguese and the Indians they encountered didn't really get along too well. Da Gama went for a second voyage on February 1502 with 15 ships and 800 men, but this time it was with anger to expel Muslims from Calicut, India, and force the Indians to trade spices. This voyage saw da Gama wreak havoc on Calicut, bombarding the city by sea with cannons for days till he left for Portugal without actually reaching a mutual agreement for spice trading, but further straining the relationship between Portugal and India. He arrived back in Portugal in September 1503, this time not celebrated but criticized for his selfish and unnecessary actions, after which he would then go to live a quiet life. After the death of King Manuel I, who sent him on the second voyage, his son and successor, King John III of Portugal, made Vasco da Gama an advisor to overseas affairs. Vasco da Gama was given so much honor by the king, and this preceded his third and final voyage to India in April 1524 with a fleet of 14 ships, along with 2 of his sons. And after another troubled journey, 4 or 5 of the ships were lost on the way. He arrived in India in September with the intentions to impose a new order in India. But unfortunately for him, he contracted malaria, and as everyone will, he died in the city of Cochin on Christmas Eve 1524, 3 months after his arrival to India. But that's it on today's episode of HMIH Podcast, guys. Yes, today's episode was quite brief. I hope you learned something from it or were entertained in the process. Thank you very much for listening. Please follow us on our social media handles everywhere, basically Damilare_Mappa, Twitter, Instagram, and yes, kindly drop a comment, drop feedback. I'll be expecting your reply. Thank you very much for listening, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.